Good morning, students. Welcome back to this software engineering class again. Today we are going to discuss about some of the challenges involved with the software engineering. Okay. Before that, let us recap what we discussed in the last class. Some of the problems in the software development area is developing a software is expensive. There is expectation involved with that software. Then uh, we have to maintain the software. Many a time we have to rework the software. Then the software is late and unreliable. Why it is late and why it becomes unreliable? Then it's expensive. These are the things we have discussed in the last class. Okay. Now we go for the challenges involved, actual challenges involved when you go for the software development. Okay. Problems are different, challenges are different. Okay. Uh, Problems may come during the development or not. Okay. If you are very skilled, chances of having a problem are less. Whereas challenges are always there. However skilled you are, you have to face this challenge. Okay. If that is so, what are the challenges in during the development? Scale is one of the challenge. Quality and productivity is another challenge. Consistency and the repeatability is another challenge. Then change is the uh, another challenge. Okay. Now first let us take the case of scale. In fact, I introduced you to this problem in the very beginning of this software engineering class. Okay. As an example, let us take writing a program. What the knowledge you have acquired when writing a 20-line program or 30-line program, can you use that knowledge to develop a software? No. The scale of the small program is different. The scale of the software is different, 100 times bigger. Scale means the size. I gave even more one very practical example. Suppose your friend is asking you to construct a wall in his house. Then with your basic civil engineering knowledge, you can construct that wall using cement, bricks, and other things. You can construct that wall. So just by having that primal knowledge of constructing a wall, can you develop a multi-storied complex? No. The knowledge you gained in constructing a wall cannot be applied in constructing a complex, multi-storied complex, because the size is different, the challenges are many, the requirements are many in constructing a very big building like that. Scale is a factor in software engineering. So methods for solving small problems do not scale up for large problems, because the methods for small problems are different, methods for larger problems are different. Usually softwares are very big in size. What is size? Software size is measured in terms of lines of coding. lines of coding. How many lines of codings are there like that? It comprises of 10,000, 15,000 lines of coding. Even more than that. Several modules are there. Okay. Now you look at this picture here. The development method is same. What is that? For small work, small projects, you can apply your informal knowledge of development methods. Okay, like writing a small program or constructing a wall, you can apply your informal way of developing that program. Then the managing that work, that is also informal. Okay, it can be very rudimentary, very simple, and other things. Whereas when the size of the problem, see, we are gradually increasing the size. Up to this level, you can do everything informally. Whereas when the size of the problem increases above this, that is from here, the development methods are not informal, they become formal. It should be a systematic approach. It should be a methodological approach. Okay. For large complex projects, the method should be highly formal. And the management of that problem should also be highly formal. Okay. So this picture clearly depicts uh, the development methods should be different, and the project management techniques should be different for larger uh, problems. Okay. So scale is one of the challenges with software engineering. Okay. Another simple example, uh, you are counting the number of students in your class now. A teacher is counting the number of students present in the particular class today. So he can easily count from the first student in the first desk, like that he can easily count. Okay. That is a very small incident, very small problem. Suppose the same teacher is asked to count the number of people in a town. Can he use the very same method, uh, very same counting method for counting the number of people in a town? No. Census taking. Census taking. There the methods are different. Okay. So he should adopt some other different way to minimize his work, to complete the work in a very less time, and also improve the accuracy. Improve the accuracy. So scale is a major factor, major challenge in a software. Okay. Then the next challenge is quality and productivity. See, this productivity is decided by cost and schedule. Okay. If the cost of developing a software is high, we should find some avenues wherein we can reduce the cost. When the cost is reduced, more items could be produced. More items could be produced. That is one thing. Then scheduling. If you are given enough time to deliver the products, then when the delivery time is high, more high quality, more number of products can be produced, and better products can be produced. So the productivity is driven by cost and schedule. In software engineering, it is the most of the cost is in manpower, their salary and other issues with that manpower cost and other things. Okay, the cost is measured in terms of person month that I have told you already in the last class. Then coming to quality, uh, to claim that a particular software is of good quality, it should have the following characteristics, or it should have the following attributes. It should satisfy at least some 6 characteristics. It should have. They are they are functionality, reliability, usability, efficiency, maintainability, portability. So, quality software should have all these characteristics in it, all these attributes in it. So, what is functionality? The software is being developed for a customer. Before the development work starts, there should have been several meetings between the developer and the customer. Customer should have given all his requirements. The developer should have noted down all the requirements. Based on the requirements, the developer will develop the software. That means the software ultimately that is delivered to the customer should perform all the requirements given by the customer. For every requirement given by the customer, there should be a function that satisfies that requirement. There should be a function that performs that particular work. So the software should have the capability to meet all the user requirements. That is one of the main characteristics of a quality software. Then the next attribute, the next characteristics is reliability. You can say that no software can be 100% reliable. No software can be. Okay. There could be some bugs, there could be some errors that are not yet found. So that is the case with every software. So the aim is to reduce the maximum number of errors, and hence the reliability of the software gets increasing. Okay, so the software should at least maintain a particular level of performance. Okay, there is no optimum level that cannot be measured like that. Every software should maintain at least some specified level of performance reliability. Then usability. 99% the customer doesn't have much of computer knowledge. The customer can only use various menus in the software, interfaces in the software. That's all he knows. That means it should be easy for the customer to use the software. It should be easy for the customer to understand various functions, to navigate in that software. So it should be able to be used easily, learned easily, understood easily. So usability is another characteristics of a good quality software. Then the next characteristics is efficiency. More the resources available, better the quality can be achieved. That is the simple formula. When you are given more time, more manpower, best quality at the softwares could be, best quality items could be produced. But the efficiency means with the available resources, does the software give the appropriate performance, equivalent performance? This software will work only it is given this much of resources, otherwise it will not work. It should not be the case. Whatever be the available resources on which the software should work correspondingly, up to that level it should work. That is called efficiency, the capability to provide appropriate performance relative to the amount of resources used. Okay. Then the next attribute is maintainability. The software should not be very rigid. After some months of usage, the customer may come up with some more requirements, or he may want to navigate more easily in the software. He may come up with some corrections. Okay, the software should uh, include such corrections, should be able to it should allow such corrections. The of course the logic cannot be, the basic logic cannot be modified. That means rework. Maintainability is different from rework. Rework is changing the entire things. Okay, minor corrections it should allow. Okay, so the delivered software, the which claims to be a quality software, should allow some corrections, should allow some improvements, should allow a new adaptation. Okay, maintainability. And the last characteristics is portability. The developer developed the software in his own environment, but the software is going to be used in a different platform. So the software should function in both the environments. That is called portability. Ability to get work in all environments. That is called portability. Maybe from one system to another system when the software is copied. In the new system also it should work. So these are all the expected qualities in a quality software, namely functionality, reliability, usability, efficiency, maintainability, portability. Then the next challenge with the software engineering development is consistency and repeatability. Consistency and repeatability. Okay. Well, it should give, the performance should be very consistent. Performance of the software should be very consistent. That is in this particular week for these inputs, it is delivering this output. Well and good. The same output should be delivered in the next week also. As long as the input values are valid, it should give the same outputs. It should not give different outputs for the same input. That is one of the aspect of consistency. Then whoever is using for the in whichever platform it is using, it should deliver the same output, same performance. That is consistency. Then a group of person are developing that software with some methods. The software has been developed. Another problem of same kind is coming up for development. That means the methods that were adopted in the old software should also be used in the new problem. So by this way, most of the development work is reduced. So if the methods used were correct, then it should be adapted for similar problems in future also. That is repeatability. Okay. Consistency and repeatability is one of the major challenge with the software development. Okay. The last one is change. Change, unless there is a change, there won't be any improvement. Changes are basic elements for improvement. As it goes, which is constant, change is constant. It keeps on changing. Only thing that is constant is change. Okay. So there is always a room for development in the software that was developed. There was always a room for finding errors in the software that was developed. Okay. So the software that you are developing should allow changes. The business needs are coming up with the different needs are coming up. The software should not be very rigid, not to accommodate the different needs. It should be flexible enough to accommodate the changes. Okay, the basic core should not be very rigid. It should allow some changes. It should accommodate some changes. Okay. Otherwise, when new requirements are coming up, new business needs are coming up, new business models are coming up, then every time you have to produce everything from the scratch. It should not be so. It should not be so. So it should the software that you are developing should accommodate changes. Okay. So in today's class we discussed about scale as a challenge, then quality and as a challenge, then consistency and repeatability as another challenge, then change is another challenge. Okay, so it is a good area. Let us see in the next class. Before coming up to the next class, I want you to brush up what we have discussed today. Okay, see you tomorrow.